Tanaka was brought into the world as the third child of a low-positioning samurai family in the help of Chōshū Space in Hagi, Nagato Territory, cutting-edge Yamaguchi Prefecture, Japan. At 13 years old, he partook in the Hagi Resistance. He had an interest in legislative issues since the beginning, serving on a town chamber and as a grade teacher. He just enlisted in the Supreme Japanese Armed Force at 20 years old. He moved on from the previous 8th class of Royal Japanese Armed Force Foundation and the 8th class of the Military Conflict School in 1892, and filled in as a lesser official during the Primary Sino-Japanese Conflict. After the finish of the conflict, he was sent as a military attaché to Moscow and Petrograd, and was in Russia simultaneously as Takeo Hirose of the Majestic Japanese Naval Force, with whom he turned out to be dear companions. Tanaka was familiar with the Russian language, which he learned while going to Mass each Sunday at a Russian Universal Church, which empowered him to rehearse his Russian at chapel get-togethers. Despite the fact that it is unsure on the off chance that he at any point really changed over completely to Christianity. As one of a handful of the Russian specialists inside the military, he was an important asset to armed force organizers during the Russo-Japanese conflict, and filled in as assistant to General Kodama Gintara in Manchuria. In 1906, Tanaka assisted draft a protection with arranging which was so profoundly respected by the Royal Japanese Armed Force General Staff and General Yamagata Aritomo that it was taken on as fundamental strategy until the Second Great War. He was additionally granted the request for the Brilliant Kite, 3rd class, in April 1906. In 1910, he laid out a veterans affiliation. Tanaka was elevated to significant general in 1911, and was made overseer of the Tactical Issues Agency at the service of the military, where he suggested an expansion in the strength of the standing armed force by 2 extra infantry divisions. He was granted the request for the consecrated fortune, 1st class, in September 1918. He joined the Bureau of State Leaders Hara Takashi as armed force priest from September 1918 to June 1921. He was elevated to full brod in 1920 and was granted the request for the Rising Sun, 1st class. He was additionally raised to the title of Danshaku, aristocrat, under the Kazoku peerage framework. Be that as it may, the Hara Bureau went under persistent analysis because of the Nishihara credits, the awful Nikolaevsk occurrence and allegations of armed force misappropriation of mystery assets, and supporting disagreeable figures, for example, White Development General Roman von Ungern Sternberg. In the wake of experiencing an assault of angina, Tanaka surrendered all posts and resigned to his late spring home in Oiso, Kanagawa. Tanaka returned as armed force priest in the 2nd Yamamoto Organization from September 1923 to January 1924. In the wake of resigning from the military, Tanaka was welcome to acknowledge the post of party leader of the Rikken Seiyukai ideological group in 1925 and was made an individual from the place of companions from January 1926. He had been planned to be elevated to the position of field marshal at the hour of his retirement. Notwithstanding, when news arrived at the ears of the military service of a 3 million yen reward that Tanaka got on consenting to join the Rikken Seiyukai, the advancement was denied. Tanaka became head of the state of Japan on 20 April 1927, during the Showa monetary emergency, serving all the while as the international concerns priest. He later added the posts of Home Pastor, 4 May 1928 to 23 May 1928, and Pioneer Issues Clergyman, 10 June 1929 to 2 July 1929. To his portfolio On the homegrown front, Tanaka endeavored to stifle radicals, socialists and thought socialist supporters through inescapable captures, the 15-walk episode of 1928, and the 19 April occurrence of 1929.